I mean, all it did for me listening to you go on right there was just realize how grateful I am that I was never your teammate.
What do you mean?
Because that would have been great. Like, it would have been funny going back and forth with you a few times, but then there would be multiple moments where I'd be like, Pat, this is not the time.
well, it's interesting you say that, because Robert Mathis actually, one of his big lines about me is he commented on my Instagram just a couple days ago, and it was what he said a lot. He said, this motherfucker finds a way to be funny in inopportune times. Something like that, like when it's not supposed to be. Something's terrible, everything's bad, very quiet. Boys! You know what I mean? Just one little, somebody's got to crack it. You know what I mean? And this is DeQuell Jackson and I. You and I probably would have had the same conversation DeQuell Jackson and I had, where DeQuell goes, is this every day? I'm like, cool. Every day, baby. This is going to be every goddamn day. Because I want to let you know, I don't like being here all goddamn day either. So how am I going to survive? If I'm not like this, I don't know how. It kind of sucks for you guys, but we're all in this ship together. Let's go. Let's go ahead and do it. Oh, man, it would have been awesome. Now, Tim Mastay, whenever Aaron said he wished we were teammates or whatever, Tim Mastay was with the Colts, right? In training camp, he and I then he went over to Green Bay, and he became your guys' kicker or punter for a long time. I don't think Aaron was saying that he wished I was in Tim Mastay's place, just that, he wished we were teammates, got to expand in a different. Tim Mastay was a super cool guy. I love Tim Mastay. He and I were roommates at a college kicking camp or whatever. He and I very different human beings. So I would assume there's not a lot of punters that were handled themselves day in and day out like I did, AJ, I'd assume.
Yeah, and you're both very unique in your own way, too. Like Tim, there's not a whole lot of punters that are like Tim. And Aaron gets along very well with Tim. I think Tim's the man. He is so funny. He's so regimented, so disciplined, a true professional. But yeah, Aaron, how many punters do you think Aaron's played with? He's played for so long. Like, he's just saying, in the long line of his career, it would have been nice if you were on the team at one point.
By the way, thought it was potentially going to happen this weekend. J.K. Scott has a personal matter on Saturday. Need a punter in Indianapolis. It's like, I'm going to fail for the vitamins for sure, but they're not suspending people anyway, so that'll just put me back in the substance of abuse policy. If I only got to play for 1 week, bro, I don't care.
Like, that'd have been awesome.
I'll retire on Monday or whatever. Now, granted, the Packers would have had to have Chris Ballard release my rights to them to play against the Colts the day before the game. Thought that wouldn't have been possible. But whenever I saw that was happening, I saw a lot of tweets. I started doing the old, I could give it 5.
How's it feel?
What's the most punts we're going to have? 5 with Aaron? Maybe?
At most.
Max? I could probably swing that. Back in the stadium's going to be closed, too. Hey, I could probably.
Where's my helmet?
I could probably. And then every time I watch a game, and there's a punter who has his heels on the end zone or whatever, and they have that back shot, I just get so nervous. I'm like, there's no way I should be out there right now. I would go out there and man, this is so much better from over there. But you're just watching this whole thing.
I mean, they could have used you on Sunday. That would have been nice.
JK had a rough game.
He did. And, home field advantage for you. You're comfortable out there. You wouldn't have had your heels on the goal line. You wouldn't have to worry about that. That awesome.
There's a couple people in the end zones, because we have suites down on the one end zone, and then there's people in the front row on the other side. Anytime we had a backed up punt, I heard the exact people. I knew exactly, come on, Pat! I'm sorry, he's this big guy. I'm like, yeah, I got you, man. All right. I mean, I'm going to need a big one here, by the way, because if not, probably paying me too much to do too little. But I appreciate you there, sir. And then other stadiums, whenever you're backed up, it is electric back there. Just the most vile things are being said to these punters. And there's just media members just completely along the bottom there, just soaking it in or whatever, and nobody even says anything about it. Over there in Oakland, the things that were being said during warm-ups were awesome. I mean, I absolutely loved. They were despicable, but I like that type of thing. I don't know if I could go back at it. It's like a couple years ago when I was thinking about going to kick for the Bears. Then I watched, which, by the way, I didn't because the knee blew up. I would have had to compete for the job. It wasn't like they were just going to hand me the job. Colts, Chris Ballard said they were going to have to trade for me, too, if they want to get. There's a lot of things that would have had to go into fall into place or whatever. Then I watched the opening game or whatever, and a guy jogged out there to hit like a game tie or something. I'm like, I don't need to be in that position. I don't need to be the amount of pressure and weight that you just have on your shoulders there. And imagine me dropping into a facility acting like that, AJ. All right, boys, here we go. Here we go now. Coaches would be like, get that fucking guy out of here. Cut him immediately.
Players would be pumped, though, especially like the young guys, because they've probably grown up with you. Over the last 4 or 5 years, they're like, hey, I remember watching this guy when I was in high school. Now he's on my team.
Yeah, that would be like, that's like Vinatieri. Vinatieri is like, dad age for a lot of the guys there at the end. Yeah. And they're all just like, man, I played I played blah, 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 you were on it. I played blah, 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 you were on it. You were the best, dude. Can you sign this? And Vinny's like, yeah, you got it, man. I was like, is that weird for you? He's like, it's a lot better than being hated by everybody. Good call. True. Good call.